Sick and tired of that intro. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Space Corps podcast. You know it's your boy Stoney coming to you live from the TCM Museum of Minnesota, baby. Fresh off of a fucking sugar buzz from some Halloween time. What up, motherfuckers? Happy goddamn weekend. It's Friday. You know what it is. We got the back-to-back Space Corps podcast weekend. Tonight, we got the big special guest tonight. And then tomorrow, we got a Minneapolis metal band coming on into. It's going to be super dope. So before I introduce our guests that everybody knows as community horror page royalty around here, got to run through the sponsorship. What up, baby? Get on in here. Half Moon Designs, you know who it is. That is the lovely Queen Bee and McDonald from Shango Shit Show, from the Grindhouse, baby. You know what it is. She's making the dopest, awesome, best quality horror bags, backpacks, purses, you name it. She's coming up with dope stuff, keychains, tumblers. Come on, y'all know what it is. She's been viral on TikTok for the burrito wallet like 5 times over. The waiting list is over, apparently. There was like a 2-year waiting list to get one of those goddamn things. But if you don't have anything or you need a little bit more, make sure you use the promo code Space Corps. When you check out, you're going to get 10% off the whole entire fucking thing, baby. It's a win-win. Support our brothers and sisters as always. And if you like what you're seeing here too, I got the merch up on the store. Go to the Printify. I got Stoney's TCM Museum merch. I got Space Corp stuff, even some other old school goofball things for the OGs. Of course, anything that's bought in here, I greatly appreciate it. Any little bit of money that's made is going right back into the fucking page or into this show, this little shit show, horse shit thing I got going on. Like better microphones, that's the number one thing. So anyway, we're running through that shit. I still got some of the chainsaw boards on deck, baby. Even the silver ones that came out, only 100 of those made. The regular chainsaw ones, fully licensed, 50th year anniversary, Texas Chainsaw Massacre boards. Let me know. Madrid skateboards straight out of California. These are handmade, beautiful, top quality shit. I'm selling them at the actual retail stuff. Don't pay those scalper assholes the ridiculous prices. You know how it goes, baby. So last thing to run through real quick is, of course, my homie Frank with Hot Reels. Dude, hit him up, man. Usually $20 for some of this dope-ass stuff that he's got. Some are sold out, like that fucking TCM mall, all that type of stuff. But you know what the deal is. If you can't find Frank, let me know. He's just getting established and everything. But let's put all that aside. I'm jacked up on espresso, but I'm just super excited, again, to have a fucking amazing duo actually join the fucking podcast tonight. So in celebration of tomorrow night's auction, I give to you the lovely Vanna and Eric Crimmins, the Stashman, the Irishman from Eric's Secret Stash. Hello, you guys.
Hey, Stoney, what's going on, brother?
What up, you guys? How the hell are you?
Man, doing the same thing, getting over that sugar buzz from last night.
I swear to God, it ain't good for me. Neither is the espresso, but hey, you know, I gotta keep it rocking a little bit. So
you gotta keep it going. You gotta keep it going, man. No, we're doing great, man. We spent the Halloween. What we normally do, we have tattoo appointments. So we had our tattoo appointments, but I was kind enough to let my friend Lee Donaldson have my spot, and I heard that he showed you the tattoo and got your approval.
Dude, it got me all hot and bothered, man. He had the pretty woman, beautiful. See, the pose and the shot that he chose, I love that, because most people go with like the chainsaw dance scene, you know, at the end or something like that, right? Which is cool, but what he chose, it's a side portrait. It's so artistic. It's beautiful. Absolutely amazing.
Yep, he loved it. He was quite happy, and I was happy I could to let him do it. But what I liked about it was the quality of the tattoo. It literally looks like a cut human face on another face. I mean, you know, it just, the detail on the side of it, it just, I like I told him, I said, Ed Gein would be proud.
So, like, I'm not opposed to it, but I've always been so critical. I've yet to ever get a tattoo, and I'm fucking getting them. I know that, but my biggest thing is I go, what if you choose the wrong tattoo artist and all of a sudden you're not happy with it? You know what I mean?
You're right.
Just do your research.
Okay, But I mean, once you have 1,000 on you like that, I guess it doesn't matter if you get one that's kind of goofy looking, right?
Well, to be honest with you, man, I am 85% covered, and every tattoo except maybe 3 was done by Kevin Johnson.
Oh wow.
I mean, so he's done my back piece, he's done my everything he's done, and it's one of those things. Once you find a tattoo artist you like, stick with them.
All right.
You know, I think you'd be, and just check backgrounds. But yeah, I've always wanted to wait. I know you're gonna get one.
Oh yeah.
But it's like you said, you gotta make sure you really like it, and you gotta make sure that tattoo artist is really good.
Yeah. So, it's like I've always been like, okay, I'm not going to get like a band name tattoo, or something, because what if you don't dig them? What if they suck after 10 years? What if they, you know what I mean? Like, but
oh, I do, man. I fully agree.
But
I fully agree.
I think now, now I'm of my age where I know what I like and I haven't grown out of phases, right? Metal music, horror, it's with me forever, So it's like those are the subject matters I know I wouldn't regret getting.
Correct. And family. My big thing is getting family tattoos of my family.
Is do or don't.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
What about you, Vanna? How many tattoos do you got?
Well, you can't really count how many because I got a vine that goes from here down to my ankle, back, crossing my back,
cool,
across my hip, and wrap around my leg. And I just finished it last night.
It's like one big giant snake that wraps around her whole body and it ends up at her leg. And she finished it, and she was quite happy. So.
Yeah. Oh. But now I get to start my universal monster thigh. So, yay.
So I don't want to glaze over what I thought I maybe just heard. You guys, because I adore the hell out of you two. It's not only just the genuine sweetness that you two do, and you two are together doing this, everything about you, and we're going to get into that more. But do you guys get a tattoo every Halloween? Is that a tradition?
For me, it was when she got with me. Since for probably the past 20 years, I've always had because our tattoo artist gets booked up, like the year books up in like a day.
Oh wow!
But I've known Kevin since I met him in 1988, sure. and so it's always just been a tradition. It's just something I enjoy doing because most of the time we're working on my Halloween piece leg.
Okay.
So, so it's fun to be, I do miss, because as well as I do, trick-or-treating isn't what it used to be, unfortunately.
Sure, exactly. Yeah.
Kids won't be able to experience it. So I don't miss giving out candy, but it's fun being able to sit with my brothers, getting a tattoo, watching Halloween on the screen. It's good times.
We make it like a potluck party.
Yeah, everybody brings food, everybody brings drinks, brings beer, we just have a good time.
So I mean, I hate to be pushy, but I hope I got the invite next year, because maybe that gets me, down in your neck of the woods there.
Sean, I'll tell you right now, dude, you get down here and you come Halloween, you will have my appointment, and it's on me.
Oh my God. Stop it.
You got to dude, come on, bring it to Memphis, Tennessee. Bring that Minnesota. Yeah. I was born there. You can come to Memphis, see a fellow Minnesotan man. Come on.
Now, that's true. This is one thing that, everybody would first think of, what do you think of geographically Eric Crimmins and where it's shot? Well, he got the Southern gentleman, the accent. And then, everybody calls him the Irishman and the Stashman. So first we're talking, the great Southern belt, and then we're talking maybe Irish roots. But deep down, Minnesota has a special place in your heart, and I think that's worth acknowledging.
Minneapolis, Minnesota. That's where this
yes
Irishman popped out of. My mom she was 4 years old when she had me. She said it got cold in Minnesota. So I was the surprise of the family. But it's funny because I was so young, but I still have memories.
Yeah.
Certain visuals of mountains or stupid things, just certain scenes in my head that for some reason they're in my head. And I actually went to Minnesota. I had a layover one time going to a convention.
Really?
And it was weird because I felt, as strange as it seems, I felt at home. I mean, I wasn't there for more than a year, but it was weird. It felt nice until I started speaking, and then people are like, "Oh yeah, you're from the South, aren't you?"
You ain't fooling nobody.
No. But I love Minnesota, and it's a blast. Like I said, I'm proud of when I tell people that. They seldom believe me, but I love Memphis. I love my town. I know we get a bad rap and everything, but I grew up here. I just love it here, man. I mean, there's so much to do, and like any other major city, you got your issues, but we got Graceland, we got downtown Memphis, the home of the blues. I mean, it's just so much to do here, and it's so fun. And I've enjoyed growing up here. Can't say anything negative about growing up in Memphis. I've always had a blast. I just wish kids could experience what we experienced when we were kids. I mean, now with all the technology and the phone, I talked to my grandson, and I just, the way we grew up was just completely different. I just wished for one night, like your children could experience, going out at night and having fun, and your parents weren't worried, and you knew to come home when the street lights came on. It just, I wish kids could experience that now.
It's like, I always kind of often wonder, I go, are we as like a society in the world just more crazier and dangerous and scary? Or is it only because the internet exists that the ability to share all these stories that wouldn't normally make like headline news, across the nation? Like, are we just so overwhelmed with all these, real world scenarios that maybe this was the same volume as before? Maybe it's always been this sketchy and shit. You know what I mean? And
no, I never heard this many bullets. No.
Okay. I mean, fair enough.
And don't get us wrong, brother. We are full go. I mean, I have several in the home, but it is scary that just 2 houses down that people can, for some reason, they think it's fun. They just shoot it up in the air, and it's just. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, it's
Yosemite Sam, just pop.
Exactly. It's like 4th of July. These bullets aren't going to land somewhere. I'm going to shoot them up into the heavens. But no. Like I said, you know how the world is, and especially now with the, November 5th approaching quickly.
Oh yeah, man.
But we'll see what.
So last night, so just to stay on this topic, then about just raising kids, grandchildren, in the present day and stuff like that. It really upsets me that I'm not able to share with my children like certain, joys and really like precious memories and things. I'm not trying to push my life onto my kids. You know what I mean? That's not what it is. You do whatever you want, and that's completely fine. But it's like, a couple of things like last night. I can't stand how like everybody just, they shuttle their kids around now, right? It's like the car parks out front, the kids run out, they come back, they go down a couple, something like that, where it's just like, I mean, okay, it's Minnesota. If it's 30 degrees and it's raining, or if it's a weather conditional reason or something like that, okay, maybe. But for the most part, no, we're on foot. Here we go. If it's cold out, that's fine. That's where we live. But when we got up here, when we moved to this town a couple of years ago, and we went out for the first couple times, it's like, yeah, I've got that idea is that we should be on foot, but now there's a lot less people participating in the trick-or-treating. So on that block, instead of everybody's light was on, you might have 1 or 2 houses. So now I'm making these 5-year-olds trek blocks and blocks and blocks for small yield. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, the ratio of just like death march, to getting candy, So we actually did last night. I put them in the truck because it was cold. It was 80 degrees 2 or 3 days ago, and then it started snowing on Halloween. Just in typical Minnesota fashion. Like, unbelievable that I couldn't hold out one more day. But so with the baby, we were like, we don't want to push her around in the stroller. Let's just do the truck thing. She can stay in the truck. It's whatever. And it is what it is. But so that sucked. Just in the fact that that's not the typical traditional, trick or treating for kids.
Man, I would come home with a pillowcase and a half full of candy.
Yes.
Every Halloween. I don't know. Like I said, I just wish kids could experience that feeling of going to house, to knowing, not worrying about who you were going to, just going to house and having fun and seeing your friends in the neighborhood trick or treating with their friends.
Yes.
And just so many people out in the street. But, but I also understand times change. And,
times change so much. We do it on Sundays and Mondays because that's when our tattoo shop is closed.
Sure.
And the last time we did it, this last Monday time, they wouldn't even come up and say trick or treat. They would just come up
and hold the bag.
They wouldn't say thank you or nothing. I was like, this is ridiculous. It's so rude.
That's when you give
But
them
it
that
was
300 boot off the steps.
what,
That's
what
flying.
my enjoyment was I was dressed as Michael and I
Yes.
was hiding behind the truck. So as soon as they got their candies, I
He
just
would
slowly
scare 'em.
stood up and good God, you ain't never seen kids run to a pickup truck faster
Oh.
than you ever seen.
I love that. I actually dressed up last night. I mean, of course, I probably have some stuff laying around here, right? So it was fun because I just kind of pieced it on the fly, but it was really cool because I almost wished like I was like on a red carpet. Like, what are you wearing? Because like I had my apron was made by the Reverend Daniel Cruz. I was wearing a Dixon TCM red and black flannel that Andy K gifted me. I was wearing a mask that's by Addison, and like all this stuff was really cool. I was just like, God, I was thinking about, I'm like, I've got like 8 different people that helped me get this all together, and it was something fun. I wasn't going for movie accurate, whatever, but I was just like, let's just do a Leatherface, just and it was fun, man.
And how many times can you wear all that cool pieces that you were gifted? I mean,
It's true.
It's the perfect time to do it.
Otherwise I'm just a goof and in my basement just putting on masks, it just again makes, I gotta balance out where the wife doesn't think I'm like completely off my rocker, but
Know the feeling, brother. Know the feeling, man. Know the feeling, man.
Oh my God. So before this other thought leaves my mind too, my one last anecdote about my kids growing up not getting, the types of things is there's no such thing anymore as bringing them to the toy aisle at your local store and it being plumb full where they can just dream and wonder and run down and see all the stuff and physically, oh my God, I saw this. Now this is what I want for Christmas. No, now we live in a time where the internet is there, so scalpers exist where these grown-ass men and women go and clear out the shelves and then they flip them online to make some extra bucks. And it's just like, dude, I'm all about make your money. That's fine. But for God's sakes, like, now you're taking away from my kids. It looks like it's like the hurricane is about to come and all the water's off the shelves, or something like that.
Yeah. No, I agree.
This ain't it anymore. So like that's the other part that gets under my skin, But.
The fondest memories I have is my mother taking me to Children's Palace, to Toys R Us, to KB Toys, and walking in there and literally just that, and just walking down the aisles and just being oohing and on. And like you said, Mom, I want this for Christmas. Mom, I want this for my birthday. And lo and behold, it was there on Christmas when you open it. Right. And it's sad that they can't experience that because now you ask kids and they're like, well, give me the telephone. I'll look it up and I'll show you what I want on eBay.
Right.
It's just not the same.
No, you're not immersed in it. It's not all around you. Yeah, that's it. You're flipping like you're going through like some dating app or something like meh.
Right.
And
not our grandson. He's like, just money will do. Money, cash, credit card, whatever you want to give.
And I'll also say too, props to the parents back in the day for actually having to go out to the stores and find that thing you wanted because I mean, things sell out nowadays and stuff like that too. But like so, I have a brother. He was a younger brother, and I still do. He's not dead or anything. But we were Star Wars kids growing up. That was our big collectibles, And and for me, Yoda was my absolute favorite, and my brother mirrored me. He liked it too. So, but Yoda was like apparently one of the harder ones to come by, in the store. So not only on like Easter or Christmas when my mother would go out to try to find this, she didn't not only have to find one, she had to try to find 2 of the hardest ones, and I'm sure I've never asked her, but she probably had a scenario where she found one and she goes, well, I can't get it. I can't just come back with only one for the kids. But right. Bless their hearts because they went out. They probably went to multiple stores to find it instead of like now we can just go online and go, oh, yep, there it is. Okay, shipped to my house, in a day. I mean, sure that's got its pros as well, but I mean, there's not that love and connection and history of that toy, of like what I like about this horror community is that, these pieces, I've bought things from you guys. I mean, I've bought things, I've made trades with people. There's history and stuff. It's not just like going to Walmart and it's like a cold, I just picked this off the shelf, I love the story. I love that.
I love the story. I love that you're able to meet people, make friendships. and people laugh at us all the time, but there's nothing better than being at a con and seeing someone come up to the table and go, I have been looking for this forever.
Awesome.
And they buy it, and you can just see their eyes light up and how happy they are.
Yes.
And I know it's cheesy, but to me, no
cheesy.
drug, no alcohol can compare to that feeling of making that person at that moment in their life feel, I finally completed this. I forget I can cuss on the show.
Oh, yeah.
I finally completed this shit.
And plus it's a shared interest, because it
Yes.
makes you happy. So just making somebody else happy, it's just a great thing. It's beautiful.
I agree, man. I agree. I love our community, man. I'll stand by it till the day I die, man. If anyone ever needs any help or anybody runs into any trouble, we don't go out seeking other help. We stay in the community, and the community takes care of it. They did it with our mother-in-law.
Yep.
Hell, I did it with a friend of mine just a few weeks ago. I mean, you've got to do it, man. And people look at us like, oh, they're horror freaks, tattoos, metal, and all. I'll take this family over anything in the world, man.
Absolutely. I had last weekend on the podcast, I had Chad Shepard from Offbeat. And we were
I love Chad, man. I love Chad.
I know, man. It was just like, and that was that same kind of topic. It's just like, dude, we all look like these just crazy people, but it's just like, dude, we're like some of the nicest. And that's metalheads too. Just at the core of that, you go to a metal show and people that don't go there, it's scary. Sure. Everybody's, in black and chains and there's mosh pits and it looks violent and all that. But it's like, no, once you go there, like, dude, being in a mosh pit, it's like when somebody falls, it's a community effort of everybody cares. Everybody stops. It's welcoming, girls get in there. I've seen kids on shoulders and everybody understands, okay, there might be a brutal bunch of just the heavy dudes in there. Okay.
And you always have that one or two a-holes, but they get taken out quickly.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. Yep. What do they call them? The pit bosses and the whatever guys, too boozed up. And of course, there's going to be that. You can't not have some adrenaline and testosterone and that type of environment.
Exactly. I agree. But no, Sandra, God bless her heart. She, when I took her to her first Slayer show, she was a little taken back by that.
Yep.
But she understood it. And then, suicidal tendencies. I've taken her to so many shows and she gets it.
Yeah.
But she definitely has the deer in the headlight looks there for a while, but now she's kind of gotten used
Well, let's see it. Slayer, I had a person sniff me up my neck behind my ear going, you smell so good.
She got the Joe
and
Biden.
Then the next one was suicidal tendency, and I got left underneath a speaker and told, I'll be right back, baby. And 30 minutes later, I'm like, I'm deaf.
Oh no!
Where are you?
I was in the mosh pit having fun. But man, I tell you right now, man, my last mosh pit was Slayer.
Was it?
Yes. The last show, I just can't. It's a young man's game. I love watching it, but I can't do it anymore, man. I'm just too.
I
completely too old.
Understand it. It is, and I'm just so out of shape and more fragile. And dude, it is a young man's game. But every once in a while, I still sneak out to a show, and I'll hop in there for just a quick second, just just for that thrill and just to prove it for a second. But yeah, I get the fuck out, man. It's too much.
Yep, in and out real quick.
I found, so I went to go see my last metal show. I went to go see Meshuggah, and I will see them anytime they come. And I've realized my favorite spot is a few people back from the front, but right on the edge of the pit where I'm still kind of around and getting bumped and shit, but I can't get in there anymore.
No, I'm kind of like you. Slayer was the last one. I'm not saying I would ever, like you, get in there just for a second.
Yeah.
And then kind of just to prove to myself that I still got a little bit left. But doing the full standing the whole show in the mosh pit.
Yeah.
My old ass would either break or pass out from exhaustion. One of the two.
Just gets rough. And I think I also like standing more towards the front too, because I don't have to see the sea of people with their phones recording the damn show.
Don't even get me started on that.
Dude, you're never going to come back and watch it. YouTube, nowadays watching concerts on YouTube, 4K, multi-camera scenes, drones flying around. It's beautiful sound quality. Just do that, dude. Fucking enjoy the moment, for Christ's sake.
That's why I respect. I love Rob Zombie, but he did a show one time where he was like, "Listen, for just this one song, put your phones down, pretend it's the early '80s, and fucking enjoy in your mind what you're seeing and listen to it. Have fun. Quit worrying about making a shitty video that you're going to post on Facebook that 30 of your friends are going to see.
Yeah.
Enjoy it." And I fully agree with him because every show I go to now, like you said, it's fireflies everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
And as much as that you are 100% right and true, no matter how you try to plead your case, we just sound like old fucking people griping, it's not, it's just like shit. You can't win, so it's just,
You're right, brother. You're right, man.
It's like people that take like pictures of fireworks on 4th of July. Like nobody gives a shit about that stuff. Like how many times you gone back, remember this picture from 4 years ago? Nobody cares. God, dude.
I'm that person, though.
I gotta watch myself. Sorry, Sandra.
That person.
She's like, "Baby, remember this was our 3rd year anniversary under the fireworks."
She's stomping your foot underneath. She goes, "We gotta get out of here."
But I do it like a photo blender. I use it as backgrounds.
I'm telling you right now, Stoney, my wife, I love her this. She is the most southernest belle and most romantic woman you will ever meet. She is she's crazy.
Stop or I'm gonna go.
She's the best. Well, I know you're gonna go anyways because you're gonna go to bed. It's past your bedtime.
Stop making me out old.
We're both old.
So,
well, man, tomorrow night, auction time.
Yeah,
you gonna be there?
I fucking right. I'm gonna be there, buddy. Absolutely.
All right. Well, I got something I want to show you that I got for you, and you won't have to bid on it. It is a gift, and I'm gonna make your collection uppity up. This is a French magazine.
Oh,
that I sent you pictures of today.
Yes.
This thing is in mint condition.
Oh man.
Nothing wrong with it, dude. It has got great interviews.
Oh, beautiful.
Pictures, everything that I know my TCM brother needs. I'm going to wrap this up Monday. This is headed your way, brother, to stay in the museum, bro.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't have one of those. I've always eyed one
I couldn't believe it. When you told me that, I was like, wow.
Oh, God. And is it all in French too? Like the text or all the articles of it? That's awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah, the front, is it? No, I'm sorry. This one isn't in English.
Yes, I can actually read it. I love reading this stuff, man. All the background stuff. I love that.
Yeah, you'll be able to read this one, man. Yeah, I mean, it's cool because it has notes from the films, and it's like shots that
beautiful.
I mean, it's just, and plus, like I said, it's from France. It's from, I think, 82 or I don't know when it was put out, but it's headed your way in your museum, brother.
Thank you,
brother. I got you.
Oh, I'll have a beautiful spot for it, man. God, I love that stuff. And again, there it is. That piece means the fucking world to me because where it came from. Just that tagged story. I love it. Absolutely.
Well, you gotta read it and let me know what it's all. I have a feeling it's about the movie, but I'm just curious if there's going to be any, because they do interviews with all the different actors from the film. So I'd love to get your opinion after you read it. I'm
gonna bring back like the fireside chat, man. I'll go live with a rocking chair and a little blanket over, and I'm gonna start reading the chitlins.
That'd be awesome. A little Stony rocking as well.
I'll do it up. 100%.
But Saturday night, I got a lot more stuff going up. I posted some pictures, but you know me, to pull the shelf. It's one of my favorite things to do, man. As you can see from the back.
That is the OGs that watch you. That's our most favorite time, is when something gets to come off the shelf and we're shouting things, and we're hoping that Sandra leaves the room for a minute so we can get some Devil's Rejects or some House of 1,000 Corpses up there.
Y'all about got them all.
Yeah, either that or I'll leave the room. The people say, "Man, put that Myers up. Eric won't miss it. Eric won't miss that 18-inch Myers. Put it up. Do it quick."
That's like sometimes when like Ann McDonald and Shango, when he's gone, she'll grab something out of his closet, and put it up like, "Hurry up, we're gonna do a razzle quick," and it fills, and he's like, "What the fuck did you do?" And that's so much fun. I love it.
Man, I'm telling you right now, I meant to mention it at the beginning, man. Ann, her work
dude.
Everyone out there who is watching this that has not bought anything from Anne McDonald, do it.
Oh, I get stopped at conventions all the time regarding my purses.
Oh,
I mean, just quality work, quality people. I love them to death. I mean, but she is just what she can make a purse and make it look like inside and out for her price. No one else, in my opinion, is doing it.
And I pack those things full with stuff. They're heavy.
Oh yeah, you can battle test those things.
Yep.
You know, and it's so funny because like I've gotten, I mean, I don't know, probably 10 to 12 different items from her, right? You know, but like, but a lot of it's, you know, purses, and maybe it's not really for me type of thing to go walking around in public with, you know. So you know, so I've bought some for the daughter and some for the wife, and now they've had their fill or whatever, and I got stuff. But dude, she's made me think. I mean, she made me a custom like a satchel for my work laptop. It's a Mars Attacks bag. I whip that thing around every day. I throw shit in there. I'm stuffing stuff. I mean, nothing rips, nothing tears. The quality is just top shelf. It's beautiful.
Down to the chain that you use to pull the zipper.
Yes.
I mean, she doesn't miss anything.
The accent pieces that she does on it. That's it. The zipper pulls.
Right.
She'll sew little tags inside. She'll rickroll some people. She'll do, you know. I mean, on one of mine, it's like I open up the tag on the inside. It says, "We've been trying to reach you of your car's, you know, warranty," or something like. You know, we just.
It's awesome, dude. I love it.
It's incredible.
I love
it. So my daughter Zelda, she's gotten into the horror stuff, but she's still young enough where I can't let her watch everything. But I let her get into collecting Trick or Treat Sam because I'm like, you know what, for her as a really young kid, that's fair enough. It's not gory, nasty looking.
Right.
So she's got a nice wallet from Anne. She's got this mini backpack. But when
I saw that one when she got it,
yes.
and you did the video, that was awesome.
And so mine and Zelda's thing, she comes to the Crypticon with me in Minneapolis every year. That's our thing. We go and we do the horror con. Well, Anne was up there doing a booth and stuff, and Zelda brought her bag for her to sign an autograph. You know, and like, dude, it was so
awesome.
That's awesome, dude.
So, again, it's just we all share these stories because truly this is the heart of these horror communities that we are all immersed in. I mean, it's like it's vast and there's ugliness and shitty stuff, but at the core of all of us, it's beautiful. It's so amazing, man.
It is.
So what age are you going to let Zelda start watching horror movies?
I think pretty damn soon because she's now been seeing.
And how old is she?
She's 10. So
okay. Yeah.
And again, it's like, you know, I saw shit when I was way younger, but you go, okay, I kind of have a fighting chance to maybe not fuck her up like all of us, like crazy people, you know, and see some of that stuff. So we watched, we just watched, I think it's like Scary Movies to Tell in the Dark or something. I think it was like a PG-13, you know, type of, you know, it had like the scarecrow guy. There was a little bit of merchandise line on it. And and my wife was like, it was like an early night for her. She wasn't feeling well, so in the morning I told her, I go, yeah, me and Zelda watched this movie, and she goes, oh my god, with that big crazy scary, you know, lady thing. I go, yeah. She goes, she's gonna have nightmares. I go, she was fine. So she had this problem with this. I said it was PG-13. Well, then fast forward like a week afterwards, all of a sudden we're watching what's that Vampire Diaries movie with like Brad Pitt, like, you know, what's it called?
Interview with a Vampire.
So yeah, so she's got that playing, you know, it's like an evening, we're all done having dinner and the kids are kind of floating around. Well, Zelda comes in and it's right at this part where this girl gets her throat slit and it's just and blood, you know, and all of a sudden Zelda's like staring at it. I go, get that off the TV. And so she pauses it, and on the screen it's like this blood, and I go, this is even worse. And she goes, what? And Lauren, my wife, she's like, what's the big deal? And I go, this is graphic as hell. I go, you don't have a problem with this? And she goes, well, they're vampires. And I go, what does that matter? I go, this is literally a throat getting cut and blood spilling. It was so funny, you know. So I go, all right, you know, and I look at Zelda and I go, I looked up, seeing if it's really fucking her up, and it's not, you know. And she's acting. She goes, this isn't even scary. I said, I think it's time to watch Trick or Treat here, probably next year.
I think it is too, man. We did that with the grandson. Most of the movies I've shown him, he had the same response of, Pops, this is really
if it doesn't
stupid.
If it doesn't start with the killing right away, he's like, this is boring.
Right. But you know, like Halloween, he won't come out and say that he hates it because of Pops.
Yeah.
He's like, but man, he'll be the first to tell you. Ask him what his favorite horror movie is.
Texas
Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, man.
And Halloween, you want to be Michael? No, I want to be Pretty Woman Leatherface. I'm like, oh Lord! But that movie didn't. We did let him watch Freddy, and that kind of.
Well, he watched Freddy versus Jason. We don't. We hadn't let him watch any of the others.
Yeah,
His mom won't let us.
It's the dream thing. It's the dream aspect of it. It's kind of But man, he had no problem with TCM whatsoever. He watched
Chucky. He thought was boring.
Yeah, he thought Chucky was boring. Halloween was boring. But man, if we're flipping through channels, he's spending the night.
None of Rob Zombie stuff has he.
Yeah, we can't. We're not
Halloween.
Rob Zombie. We let him watch this Halloween, but he's like, I want to see Captain Spaulding. And I'm like, nope. No, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. You gotta wait on that a little bit.
There's definitely some different levels of severity and gore and just the nudity and the sex, and I mean it's like some of that stuff. We don't need to visit some of those topics yet. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let's start with the easy, because people laugh all the time. TCM Halloween, no blood.
Yeah.
I mean, but those are the two, especially TCM, banned in countries because of you never ever once see. It's all visually, what's happening, but it's all up here, and it just amazes me to this day how that movie when it came out, how it did that. No other movie at the time, Halloween, Friday, they never did that. But that TCM scared people. I mean, they literally feared watching that movie.
Yep.
And then you watch it and you're just like, it's scary, but you don't see the actual stuff like you do now in today's movie where it's, in your face. Let's make it as realistic as possible.
Yeah.
Terrifier.
Like Terrifier. Had nothing against Terrifier. But I'll take TCM's horror over Terrifier's horror any day of the week. That's just me.
Absolutely. Well,
I like to,
and there's something to be said about when they don't show it, where you leave it up to the viewers in their own creation and their minds to kind of interpret that, which is, I mean, vastly different from one person to the other. And then and I mean nowadays, sure, with our CGI and all that stuff, everything gets pretty crazy realistic, but there was a time not too long ago where they'd finally show the monster and it was whack as hell. You're like, that sucked, or the alien finally shows, you're like, fuck,
I don't want to see it, damn it. Jaws finally shows it and it's like, damn, dude, I was enjoying him just kind of appearing once in a while, catching a glimpse, but
right.
But like I said, movies nowadays, I do still enjoy some of the new horror films, but they definitely most of them to me are like just gore, but there's a few gems out there that I've really watched and I wasn't expecting too much, and it just like great movies. I mean, and I wish Hollywood, they're so intent on remaking the older movies. Man, as well as I do, there's so many great writers, young people out there with stories, horror stories that could be amazing movies if they would, look at Mr. Peel, doing Us and those films. Never in a million years would I thought they would be good. I mean, I used to watch him and Keenan and Peele and laugh my ass off.
Exactly.
He's a genius. Yeah. His movies are amazing, and I just wish they would give more young people that opportunity instead of saying, let's just milk that cow because we know if we remake this, we're going to get that core audience. I just wish they would change it up.
And I think there's a lot of hope for that, nowadays on just how things can be, how we all are learning how to do all this multimedia and stuff on our own, and you can shoot shit off like a fucking iPhone, and the quality can be good enough. I mean, everything is more at our disposal and shit. I mean, just with the emergence of AI and stuff, I mean, that can fill a lot of production value cost, where you can focus on your story and stuff. I mean, the ability to you can put anything on a YouTube. You can put anything up. You don't need the approval. I mean, you got to follow certain guidelines, sure, but you don't have to pitch your story to get the deal.
Correct.
I mean, obviously there's limitations and stuff. You need a lot of money for making these huge star-studded things, but it's getting towards maybe it doesn't need that much anymore.
Right. That's why I respect that gentleman who created the Art the Clown, because that was his creation.
Yeah.
He made a low-budget movie. Yep. The movie took off, and then boom, look at him now.
Right.
He's got his third movie out there with full backing. I mean, it's just there's more people like that out there. I'm hoping. I agree with you. I think it's leaning more that way.
Yeah.
I just hope it leans a little bit heavier because I want new stories. I want new ideas. I want new thoughts on certain things.
I don't want a reboot or a fucking part 2 from a movie that was 20 years ago. You know what I mean? If you make a movie today and then you make part 2 next year or whatever, you know, within its time frame, great. But when people just money grab and I mean reboots, but it's the part 2s. Like, you make Anchorman 2, you make Dumb and Dumber 2, you know, like way past its time. It sucks. It doesn't have the feel. I hate that shit, man.
I agree.
Come up with
100%.
Original stuff. Come on.
100%. I agree.
I apologize to everybody watching because usually I love to throw in comments and stuff, but I just when I get in these conversations, man, I just love going back and forth. But Brett Michaels, he's saying engaging imagination is key again about not showing everything, right?
Yep.
Tim and Amanda say that they don't let their kids watch Corpse or Rejects either yet. You know, again, we just you can't protect the kids too much, but sometimes it's okay to not let them see some of that. Let them be a kid for another minute before you ruin them.
Correct. Well, I remember as a child seeing I Spit on Your Grave for the first time.
Yeah.
And that movie affected me a lot.
From it.
Sure.
Because I never, at that point, knew what rape even was.
Yes. Right.
And still to this day, I have very difficult times watching any kind of rape scene in a movie.
I do too.
It bothers me, and I usually will either look away or something. But that movie is one of my favorite movies because she goes back and she she takes care of business. But I remember watching that as a kid. That and Clockwork Orange.
Okay, sure.
Those two movies kind of messed with my little mind a lot.
Yeah.
Because especially Clockwork, because that movie, as well as I do, that it kind of it's definitely his film.
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
and Deliverance, that's another film that kind of what the hell?
Right. Yeah.
But
no, I mean, like, those rape scenes too. To me, I just never was I ever like all about it. But when I was like kind of a younger kid, like sure maybe like a teenager, I can watch anything, But shit, I mean, like the fucking Hills Have Eyes or something, all that weird parts. I'm like, I'd rather not. And then now that I'm a father, I do not like watching much stuff with the kid shit in there. You know what I mean? Like, okay, Poltergeist or something where there's children in it, that's fine. But like when you start fucking with the kids, you know what I mean? I know it's fake, but I don't find enjoyment of it. And I'm like, if I only have so much time in a day and I'm going to actually devote like 3 or 4, 2 or 3 hours into a movie, I better like it, and if it's just, I get their shock jock value, there's all that type of stuff, but, I don't know.
I agree with you, brother. 100%, man. 100%.
I don't even like the movies where they kill the kids. There was some movie I was watching the other day and they killed the kid first. And I was like, good grief.
Yeah.
But
I don't remember what it was, but I was like, that is just so wrong.
But on the polar opposite, movies like Sinister, I love.
Yeah.
No,
sure. Absolutely. Yeah. God. What am I'm so bad at remembering the names and stuff. Maybe this was a Jordan movie too, but there was one where like it was like a weird they went to somebody's house and it was like this dinner party. People kept arriving and it was weird. And then at the end, they killed the lady and like took her like newborn baby and were passing the baby around. They're like tearing it apart and eating it or something. And I'm just like what the fuck, man?
What am I watching? Where did this storyline go from this to that?
I remember looking at my wife and I go, this is what we're doing. This is what we do with our spare time. I said we should be ashamed.
We should be severely ashamed of ourselves. Oh Lord.
So everybody watching here too, I just got to keep plugging this. Tomorrow night, Eric and Vanna, they are live. Eric's Secret Stash. It's one of my most favorite auctions that is a reoccurring. They're you guys are very consistent. It's usually always a Saturday night, like 7:30 to 9:30. You guys just only go for a couple hours.
7 Central to 9 Central, or when it goes over 9 and I get the look from her, then we conclude it. But no, dude, I have been doing it since the COVID epidemic where I couldn't do shows anymore.
Yeah.
And she's actually the one that said, why don't you try? And I did, but I started off with like comic book related stuff.
Okay.
Which worked because at that time in Memphis, that's what I was known for. But my love was always horror.
Yeah.
And one night we did a horror night and it just went
crazy.
And the light bulb went off, and we've been doing it ever since. I love doing them. I wish I could do more.
You've been doing them longer than 2020, ain't
you? Yeah, probably a little bit longer than 2020. But it's just the interaction is fun.
Yeah.
And then plus I love just sitting an item on the table and saying, hey, this starts off at $10.
Right.
And then let those people determine the price, because then I don't, sometimes I feel bad because it undersells, and then sometimes I'm just blown away of,
Oh yeah. Yep.
But like that auction we did when we needed help with our mother, Sandra's mother. God bless everybody, dude. They were paying quadruple
Sure
of what the stuff was worth,
and that's
but
so
they
sweet.
knew, what it was going toward, and I'll never forget that, and I'll never forget the people that participated in that
100%. Absolutely.
ever.
And it's just the live auction aspect from the viewer, the customer, the bidder standpoint. I mean, it's thrilling, man. It's so much fun, all sitting, especially when you don't know what's coming up next and something you want, and then you can get in us, even if you're not bidding. But when we see these classic bidding wars between people, you're like, oh my god, everybody's cheering everybody on in the comments, and, it's so much fun, and then there's all of us shit talkers that we're not even bidding on your stuff and we're clogging up your feed with just funny jokes and whatever,
but
it don't matter.
But it don't matter. That's what I love about it, man.
Right.
It just, you get everybody on there, everybody starts shooting the shit, having fun, having a good time, bidding on stuff, and like I said, it's a good for me not to be able to see everyone. That is the only thing I do regret, is when I go to shows, a lot of people will approach me and be like, Eric, and I feel so bad, but as soon as they say their name, I know who they are.
Of course.
But most profile pictures are, someone's favorite movie or something. So I don't know physically what they look like. And dude, I have made, besides, you, Sean, Jason, Roy, I mean, all these people that I truly can say is family.
Yeah.
That if I needed something, no matter what it was, I can count on you guys. And that just blows me away in this community, because you don't normally see that, but we take care of each other, man.
We sure do, and when you get those interactions in person where it's just like, dude, they know you, and you're just like, hey, again, like, dude, I've never really actually seen you face to face, but you've watched me on my lives for many, many years, so it's not a proportionate relationship.
Correct.
So it's just the point where they gotta understand. We go, hey, brother, I'm really happy to see you. Can you remind me your name? Well, oh, okay, awesome. It's just like, if you and it's almost like shame on them, like, dude, just walk up and be like, hey, dude, it's Sean, Eric, hey, because nobody wants to feel that awkward. Oh, hey, man, how are you? Like, shit, gears are turning.
I will admit, right, and most of the time they understand when I tell them. I'll be like, they're like, well, I've never really thought of it that way, but yeah, I can understand. But it's just, I don't know, like I said, it just amazes me, man, because I've been collecting since I was 18, and I'm how old now? 50. 53, 52.
We'll beep that out.
You'll be 52.
52. But it's just, I started off with the comic stuff and the, comic related toys, but my passion was always horror.
Sure.
And then around, about the time that McFarlane came out with Movie Maniacs, it sealed the deal. I mean, it was done and over with. And like I said, I've been collecting ever since. I've loved it. I've never done it, because everyone always says, oh, you don't open your stuff, you're just looking to resell it. I'm the type of guy that even before I collected horror, I just love, and it sounds cheesy, the box art. And I love looking at a toy. And I also like the fact that at some day I do need to get rid of it. It's a lot easier to say, hey, this has never been removed, and you can own it now, and you can do whatever you want with it, so
100%. I say the majority of collectors outside of horror, just in general, toy collectors want their stuff in package. You know what I mean? So that's not an odd thing. And like I said,
if you have the room, and like I would do it, like you can see behind me. I mean, I try to keep it to where you can see the items and stuff, but like I said, but I have no problems, because I always have people say, oh, do you hate out? No, I don't hate out of the box.
Yeah.
There's several figures I would love to set up and make them look cool and stuff, but it's just me. Plus, I'm a lazy cleaner, so it's a lot easier.
You clean?
Shut up, Vanna.
In full discretion, I majority of mine is out of box. I do like displaying things and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Posability and stuff like that. But I agree. There are certain things I don't open because the packaging is really artistic. It's beautiful. It looks great. You know, but then another thing too is that, you know, you start opening up figures and they've got 10 little tiny accessories. What the fuck are you going to do with all that stuff? I've got bags, like Ziploc bags of just random hammers, knives, hands, this. I don't know where they all go to anymore, you know? So, you know, there's things to be said. But the best option, you buy a second one then, you know, and then you got your one on the shelf and then you can.
I used to do that. That's for sure. That's the one thing, like working at the comic shop now, when people come in and sell toys, I can always give better deals on people that don't open their stuff.
Yeah.
But when you're coming in with 27 Marvel Legend figures and none of them have their accessories, I can't, you know, they'll be like, well, I know what it's worth. And you try to explain to them, you know, well, it would be if it had, as silly as it sounds, the accessory makes the figure what the price is. So.
100%. Absolutely. So, yeah.
But working at that comic shop is definitely, opened my mind to a lot of different ways of collecting, and I love everything. I hear from people that are like, oh man, I keep it in one room. I have, you know, I keep it in the family room, you know, and I keep it. And they say there's nothing better to be able to walk into a room that just makes you smile and you feel good.
Absolutely.
I mean, and you know the feeling when you walk in that room right behind you, just walk in, and for that split moment, you're like, you know what? I'm happily married. I got great kids, great wife, but damn it, I got a great collection too, and I love it.
100%. And I will say, bless my wife's heart, because she doesn't understand it. She, you know, we're very much opposites in interest. Like she does not like the heavy music. She will watch some horror movies and stuff. She's more of a true crime, whatever. But like she doesn't get this. But she's like, hey, I don't have to understand, you know, and I get these areas, you know, if you come into our living room upstairs and our kitchen, I don't have this shit all over there, and that's fine. I understand there's a difference, you know, and some people do, and that's great too. But like, I've got my own space down here. I got this, and then my office next to me is where I've got all my like Alien and Doom shit, my music and whatever. But it's just like, dude, when I come down here and that's it, and like it just makes me happy. Like sometimes I'll come down here and just sit and I'll just stare at shit, you know, and I go, God, I forgot I had that, or you know, I mean, you know, you get surprised sometimes. You go, oh, I already do have one of those, you know.
It is a funny, like right now, for anyone who might be interested, here in Memphis, Tennessee, on November 9th and 10th.
Yeah.
Is that it?
We have the Monster Con, the first Monster show, horror show in Memphis, Tennessee.
Cool.
Jason Roy's going to be there.
Right.
The Vault Brothers going to be there.
Yep.
I'm going to be there.
Leroy
Toys is going to be there.
Nice.
He's got over 35 actors and actresses. Grandpa was going to be there. He's got a Return of the Living Dead cast. Tyler Maine. I mean, he's just a great lineup.
Cool.
So if anyone next weekend, if you're in driving distance of Memphis, Tennessee, please come on down.
Or if you want to fly on down.
Or if you want to fly on down, come on down. But check it out. But like I said, it's going to be fun. I'm excited. Like I said, we did have the Joe Bob drive-in convention here one time.
Okay.
But it just wasn't advertised very well. So it didn't really, it was fun for a few of us because, you know, you get to just hang out with everybody all day with other people. But I think this one's going to draw a crowd. And like I said, he put a lot of time and energy into it. Yeah, here we go. Tyler Maine, Ken Foree, Felicia Rose, CJ Graham, Christine Ellis. I mean, just Brett Wagner, Robert Mukes, Tommy Matthews. I mean, just
on and on.
On and on. I think it's $15 or $20 to get in.
That's awesome.
I mean, it's going to be a fun show. So if anyone next week is looking to come on down, do it.
And Sean Heim says slumber party at Eric's house. So you open the invitation. Sorry, guys.
Don't get me wrong. We're going to get enough trouble having the Vault Brothers down here.
You better bring a tent for the backyard.
I was thinking, can you just imagine like 10 goofballs on your freaking floor in sleeping bags?
Come on.
Giggling and all.
Come on.
I just need a room, a piece of carpet. That's all I need, man. I got you covered. But no, I'm actually gearing up for this show, and I can honestly say I got a 10 by 30 booth. So
cool.
If you're a John Carpenter fan, you're out of luck because you won't find anything for sale. But if you're anything above that, like I'm bringing everything, man. Books, soundtracks, press kits, original bust, VHS tape.
Statues.
I'm statues. I'm kind of trying to stay. I'm bringing action figures, but I want to bring the little bit more obscure stuff. The original soundtracks, the original paperback books, the original press kits, stuff that you just don't see all the time. So I'm hoping that will make it a little bit more fun, seeing stuff like that than the usual stuff.
I almost think then too, like, selling the busts and the more fragile stuff where, I mean, let's be real, shipping is scary. I mean, we can package things as well as possible. I mean, that's always one good thing about buying from a real collector. We package our shit the way we want it to come to us, right? But you can bomb-proof some of the stuff, but when you get Ace Ventura delivered in your fucking package and it's going all the way, 10 states away, tragic shit happens, man, so...
I've been lucky, man. I've been doing this a long time. I've only had 2. I lost a shipment to Australia.
On that fucking wood. Yep.
To
the Terminator? To
no, it wasn't the Terminator. It was a whole bunch of stuff, and I lost that. And then unfortunately, I believe it was Eric Morrison. I'm not sure, had gotten a Jeepers Creeper statue.
Sure.
And I shipped it.
No. Was it Brooke or somebody got that? No, it wasn't. It was that Scream with the bright colors.
Oh yeah, I had a Scream piece of statue that was signed by like 12 people.
Okay.
And I thought I had it packed well enough, and by the time she got it,
it shattered.
It was in a million pieces. And then the Jeepers Creeper statue, Eric got it, sent me a picture. But that's the problems you run into. So I don't really do statues too much anymore shipping.
Yeah.
I'll do figures and everything all day long, but bust and statues, I prefer to sell those at shows, because it's not that I don't trust the person, that they're lying to me. It's just it's the mail people, UPS, that thing's going down I don't care what you write on it. I don't care how much extra money you paid to get it. They're still treating it the same way they're going to treat everyone else's package. And and like I said, me and you, we pack it to the hilt, but you just never know.
That's right.
You never know.
And here's the other scary thing, kids, is that, if you're all of a sudden buying like a super grail piece, right? Something that's signed, let's say a cast signed poster. Okay. Let's just say that, right? Something that's got 9-10 people on there. And the value, Eric, I know the value buying from you, right? Let's just say I bought it for $800, and you package it, you ship it, and you go, hey, make sure you put that insurance money on there because, as we all know, or if you don't know, you will get $100, guaranteed insurance on any kind of a package, UPS, USPS, that's standard. But once we go in bigger value things like that, you go, okay, put insurance on it, right? In case it gets fucked up. Well, here's the thing, kids, is that you have to establish that value. And they don't accept the fact that, here's just a PayPal transaction. That doesn't count. So to prove values on that is very hard, It
is.
And I mean, it's just like, so God forbid that happens. And I feel terrible when it does happen to people, but like, it's a shitty situation because especially it's like you as the seller, you did everything right. You shipped it out, you packaged it, you gave it care, you gave it love. They paid you on time. They get it and it's broken and it's like, they're heartbroken, but they can't be mad at you. But there's this weird kind of, and you're both like, this sucks. And you better open the claim. It's nasty. I hate it, man.
Man, on Facebook, unfortunately, I've been seeing a lot of on the horror sites, people shipping posters in just cheap tubes.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, if you're paying someone to get you autographs at a show, and you're also, spend that extra $10 on a heavy duty tube. I mean, it saves. I will never grasp that concept of someone getting a poster, having 10 people sign it, and then sticking it in a $1.99 Dollar Tree tube. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. Go to the post office, go Home Depot, and spend $10 or $20. Yeah. I mean, I never have gotten that concept. And I've seen some of these posters, and it breaks my heart.
Oh yeah,
because these are one of a kind posters that someone trusted someone with. And they got all these beautiful signatures. But you know as well as I do, once a poster gets a kink, it goes all the way through the poster.
And also, we're talking autographs on people that are deceased. You can't just replace it.
Yep.
So
I agree, man.
I agree with that too. If you can't bludgeon somebody to death with the tube, it ain't strong enough. You know what I mean?
Thank you. That's a good point, Sean. You're right. If you cannot physically bash someone's brains in with the tube, you ain't doing good enough. You ain't doing good enough. I agree on that.
Oh, we got Shango's in the house. He's saying that shipping is an absolute shit show, and it's worsened over the last couple of years. And
yeah.
Guy Durham's in the house. Guy says that they kick the shit. You put Fragile on it, and they treat it even rougher.
That's like a note to them, like, let's really fuck this one up.
You know, and here's the other thing too, like so what I work in warehouse settings. I'm a tool manager, a facility manager. I deal with a lot of surly truck drivers and UPS, FedEx drivers and stuff that we get to know over time. You know, we're on their route, same person. They fill those fucking people's schedules so intense and so go. You know, and they come in the morning and their truck's already loaded by people, so they don't know where things are. They're on this deadline, so they're not in a happy mood as it is. So then all of a sudden, I'm sure they say, "Oh, Fragile, fuck off." You know, I got stuff to do. So, you know, that's what I mean. It's that X factor. It's scary. So
it is.
So with all that being said, go see Eric Crimmins in person and buy the shit from him, because then you don't have to worry about that.
Then you have to worry about it. Like I said, it's not this weekend, but next weekend here in Memphis. I'm serious, guys. It's. I would greatly appreciate anyone that. I mean, I understand if you live far away, but this is a first time show. It's a good friend of mine. He's really put a lot of effort into it. Like I said, go to the website. Just look at the guest list. I mean, normally when there's a first con, you have maybe like 3 or 4 or 5 cool guests. Yeah. I mean, he's got over 25 of them. I mean, and they're just. And it's cheap to get in. I think it's going, free parking. I mean, it's going to be a blast. I think it's going to be huge. And like I said, the Road Warriors will be here doing their thing.
Yep.
We'll be doing our thing. And like I said, I got a 10x30. So I guarantee if there's anything that you've ever seen in the background that you've eyeballed that's not Carpenter, this is a good place good time to come down and get it from me.
That's so cool. You know, I'm really excited now. Like so we're done having kids. We have our 3. The oldest is 10. We got 7, and then the baby, she's going to be 2 in February. So I'm finally getting to a position where I can leave for a day or 2 and go do a convention. I can go fly out somewhere, and it's not so impactful. I mean, it's just like if I want to leave for the night, I mean, that's like asking the wife to pull double duty. You know, all of a sudden, hey, now you got all and she'd do it, of course, because she's very sweet. But me personally, I can't go to a convention and be like, oh, I'm having the time of my life, and just know that it sucks at home. You know, and she's like taking one for the team. That blows. But once we get a little bit better here, where the kids are older, a little more self-sustainable and all that shit, and it's not that big of a deal, dude, I'm goddamn going to Texas for a bunch of these fucking ones, dude. I'm coming to see you guys. Like, I'm gonna spread my wings, baby, because and I probably drive because I don't want to try and get my shit lost in flights and luggage and all that. But
that's what we do.
Yeah,
we always drive, man. I'd rather. I mean, I know a lot of people are like, oh my god, the time. You're with your loved one. Yeah. You're having fun. You're traveling. Enjoy it.
And who wants to be the psycho trying to check in a chainsaw, at the fucking airport? I mean, that's just asking for it.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
You need to step aside for a second. Crazy.
Oh
man, you still got that beauty, don't you?
I do, man. I do.
All right, brother. You better not. I swear. I'm telling you, Stoney. That thing better be buried with you, man.
It will, and that's the thing is that now my collection is so large that I can't have that saying of things are going to be buried with me. I'm now going to be entombed in this place. It's basically that's the only way that can possibly happen, because God forbid these kids. And I've thought about that too. I mean, I commute. I drive to the cities. I drive an hour every day back and forth. I mean, I'm not in the greatest health, or whatever. I'm like, there's a time where I'm going to die, and I'm like. They don't know what the fuck to do. You know what I mean? Like my wife, she wouldn't know what anything's worth, which is a good thing, right now. But so I almost thought about creating this envelope, this letter for her, be like open when I'm dead, and I'd be like, here is Shango, here's Crimmins, here's the rower, here's contacts, here's who you call, and here's what you need to sell right away if you need quick money. Here's this, but I also don't want to tell her that shit until it's all until I'm really gone.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you, man. I've done that.
Yeah,
I have a letter written. It's hidden, and she already knows who the people are.
She's read it.
She probably has read it, but I mean, she knows pretty much. But it just, I told her if it does happen, you know, the people that show up at the U-Haul, those aren't my friends.
Right.
My friends are gonna be the ones that are they're gonna take you to the side,
Yep.
comfort you, and be like, listen, you know. But we don't think about that because that's gonna be.
I know.
It weighs off. You do, but I do agree with you. You have to think about that because you do not want to just, you know, leave it.
Yeah.
And then she's literally in that room going,
right.
I know he loved this stuff. I know this was his world, but I don't know.
Right.
What's what?
Or God forbid she starts selling things for like $5 and you're like, oh my God, you know, like
how much is this chainsaw? $10? You got it. You got it. You got it. You got it.
Sean Heim says he's already made that letter as well. So,
but no, man. Like I said, man, it's crazy, man. I sometimes sit back and I think to myself of all the people I've gotten to meet, the experiences I've experienced in my life.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change a damn thing. Well, maybe a few relationships, but other than that, I wouldn't change a damn thing at all. I mean, everything. Some interactions were good, some interactions were bad, but right now I'm at a very point in my life where I'm content. I'm happy. I have the best wife anyone could ever ask for. I have the best dog. You know, unfortunately, we can't have kids, but we can have fur babies, and that's good enough for me. And I just live vicariously through your kids and my other friends' kids.
There you go, man. Nah, dude. I mean, it's just, you know, you had to be there during COVID times for, I think, the truest, most impactful part of what this really did for all of us. You know what I mean? It's just, it gave everybody an outlet of, you know, camaraderie, something to do with our times, you know, just a little bit of, you know, enjoyment in such weird, I mean, you know, it was fucked up for a while. And, you know, and luckily, you know, like I felt so much more, you know, I felt a lot better. Like I had it better that, you know, we had a house. I was still able to drive to my work. But I think about the people like living in like New York that live in an apartment that's a shoebox and they couldn't go anywhere. And I was in like, I mean, dude, you know, that's confined space shit. Like it's gonna drive people nuts. So the fact that we were all able to get online. And then all of a sudden, some of us got it together. Oh shit, let's go live and let's do stuff. You know, let's do auctions. Let's, you know, I mean, we were doing crazy stuff. I mean, Jesus, we were having, you know, I mean, people were doing, you know, whatever. I mean, I remember like Mick Ribb was like in an astronaut suit in a bathtub, eating the one chip challenge, getting drunk and cracking everybody. I mean, it's just, you know, the goofballs came out and it was great, dude.
But those goofballs are family now because we all, I mean. Like I said, I can't say enough, man. Just, I don't know. This community means everything to me. Like I said, I feel like the old man in it, but I'm good with that because, like I said, kids come up sometimes and be like, "Oh my God, this figure is so expensive. How you must have a good job." And I'm like, "No, I bought it when it came out."
Yeah,
I mean, it's, you know, it's things like that. And like I said, I don't know. It just blows my mind every time something occurs with anyone in our community.
Yeah.
It just blows my mind, the love and support that just out of nowhere, even if you maybe have a little difficult with some people,
sure,
you still got to, you know, you still got to do it. Trust me, and it's not a perfect word. I wish everyone got along. I wish everyone sometimes would keep their mouth shut.
Yeah.
but it's just the way of the world. But you know, you just got to keep on going and just realize we're all human. We're all in this journey together, and let's have fun and enjoy the horror. Like I said, I just can't imagine life without horror films and stuff like that in my life. I couldn't even imagine what I would be right now.
Dude, for sure.
I mean, it's structured me that much in my life growing up watching horror films that, you know, didn't turn me into a serial killer, didn't turn me into this or this. It just turned me into a dude that really enjoys a good horror movie.
And I feel the same way too. I'm like, it's music and horror, like just the two staples. And I'll even, I mean, I say music more than the other.
Yep.
I mean, just my life, concerts and just everything music fucking did for me as a kid and as a teenager and whatever. It's always been something really special, you know.
I'm telling you right now, my part of my life when I was really bad, hate breed. If it weren't for Jamie Josta, and you can say whatever you want about that man, he got me through some shit. And got me some real difficult, and it was so cool to meet him and just literally look him eye to eye as a man and tell him that.
Yeah.
And him just get, be like, dude, you don't know what that means to me. And I'm like, I'm just letting you know, because it was some dark times, and I made it through with their lyrics, because as well as I do, hate breed. It's all, you hear the name and you're, oh my God, they're all bad. No, their music is your family. You take care of each other. You live your life and you do your thing. And before I know it, I was lucky enough, to meet Sandra, and everything, like they said, fell into place.
Dude, and this, I love that there's bands like that where it's just like, things to get through the hard time, where it's like, it's positive in the way of just like stand up, stick up, fight against the odds. Like for me, like Chimera was that too. It's just like, just the attitude of that, and it just, I mean, I was a kid. I mean, I listened to Marilyn Manson, the gloom and the doom and stuff like that, but it's like that just kind of fucking perpetuates the depression and stuff in you.
Correct.
It's just like, dude, hatred and like that's the fuel to fucking make you rise above it and carry on. I mean, it makes you become a fucking man, makes you deal with it.
Well, when you have that shitty day and you're like, oh my God, I feel like an ass, you pop in one of those CDs or listen to me. You turn on the YouTube or whatever, and you hear one of those songs, and you're just, fuck everybody. Let's do this again. Dude. Screw them. They're not getting me down. I'm going to keep on trucking. And that's what I love about it, man.
So it's funny. It's funny about the CD thing, right? So tomorrow night, I've got a Minneapolis metal band, Derecho, and they're fucking awesome. The singer, I was in a metal band when I was in my high school times. He was in a previous band. I've known him, for most of my life. And now he's got a new band. Okay, great, awesome. So they're all going to be on, which is going to be like a totally different podcast for me. I've never had multiple people on,
That's gonna be fun. Yeah.
But so he sent me a package of they got a new EP coming out, and so he's like, dude, I sent you a couple of EPs, CD, physical media, and some stickers. And so I got it today, and all of a sudden I cracked it open. I'm like, fuck, I can't wait to go listen to it. And I started thinking, I go, where in the house can I listen to this? I'm like, even my laptop doesn't have a CD-ROM drive anymore. And I go, oh shit. Yep. I'm like, maybe a DVD player or something. But luckily out in my truck, I've got a CD player. And it actually has like the best overall sound, probably for experiencing it. So after this, I'm gonna go out to my truck like a goofball and fucking listen to some tunes. But
that's cool though, man. No, I'm excited about tomorrow night. That'll be fun, man. Interviewing a whole band, getting to hear some road stories and how they got to get out. Dude, that's like I said, man. I highly love the fact that you took your love for TCM and made it into this, and I've watched you get bigger, audience wise, and bigger and bigger, and I just think, because now in the horror community, if anyone does anything, takes a Chainsaw Massacre, first person they think of,
right? Yeah,
is you. And I love the fact of that, because it should be that way. Because you, from day one, you were like, listen, I love horror, but this is my cup of tea. This is what I'm really into. And and like you said, like you talked about coming down here, dude, I want to come up there so bad and look around and see everything, man.
Dude, hell yeah. I mean, if a Crypticon, see the thing, like it's and I don't ever dog on it because it's our fucking our con, but it doesn't get the greatest guests. I mean, out of everybody, there might be a couple of real star-studded, like holy shit. But some years better than others. But I mean, hopefully there's one that catches your eye, where you guys go, you know what? Let's go north for a little bit. It's in September, I mean, it's it's still nice out. It's not like driving through winter conditions and whatever. But
right.
God, you guys make it up here. You guys will be able to sleep on my couch or fucking whatever. Make you guys some good old tater tot hot dish, and we'll shoot the shit.
Done. Got some Guinness in that refrigerator. We're good to go, brother.
I'll go buy some of the mini kegs or whatever. Yeah. And that's the only thing too. I'm like, it gets dangerous if I finally meet up with some of you fuckers. I'd be like, man, I shouldn't be drinking like that, but I'm gonna,
Yeah, I tell you right now, you drink with me, you better be ready.
That's right, man. So,
oh shit.
Yeah, no, it's cool, man. I love that. Yeah, and just the crossover from what we have is this online to actual in person. Now we can meet up with people,
Oh yeah.
And caution to those shit talkers, you might see those motherfuckers sometime too. So be kind to everybody, for God's sakes.
That is my biggest thing. I just wish more people would just quit the high school shit.
Yeah.
Quit the drama. Just fucking enjoy. We all enjoy the same thing. Don't be, why do you?
Yeah.
I just don't understand why there's so much hate. Just enjoy yourself, have fun,
Love each other.
love each other.
That's it.
I mean,
And full disclosure, I'm no fucking angel. I've had my
I
fair share of
well.
spats here and there, but usually it's okay, enough's enough. We're gonna fucking put somebody in their place. But yeah,
Well, so if someone says something, sometimes you got to speak up, but don't hark on it.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, but that's just my humble opinion. But you know me, I try to, whenever I see things like that going on, I try to stay out of it. But like I said, sometimes it's understandable, sometimes it's not. But it's just the nature of the beast. But I will admit that I think it happens. I don't want to say a lot less, but just if people would just quit.
Be nice and love one another.
My collection's better than yours, or blah this and that. Just fucking enjoy for what it is, man. Enjoy that you're meeting someone that has the same loves that you do, and just don't be obnoxious and be a dick.
No, that's it. And the thing is like like current day. There's been so many like divisions and drama that a lot of us older, like, the more OG, members of these have just left. They just go, fuck it. I'm too old for this high school bullshit. And I don't blame them,
And I don't blame them either at all.
But the other aspect is that also now, we're getting new blood, new people in that they're excited. Then all of a sudden they see kind of this like ugly shit. It's like, dude, that turns people off. But,
it does.
But from me, on my standpoint, when I first started collecting and things like that, I loved the fact of seeing other people's collections and stuff like that. I mean, seeing just different ways people display stuff,
Thank you.
I mean, dude, like Shango with his lighting all the time.
Oh, dude, I love it.
I was like, dude, amazing, man. And it just, and just being able to talk with people, be like, dude, how did you do that? Or how do you do this? How do we, what's behind the scenes stuff? How are we displaying our masks without spending, $50 per, whatever? Fuck, man, use a paper towel dispenser roll. Holy crap. I mean, just all these cool ideas and ways. I just love that collaboration, learning, just, showing people stuff, and it's like, and you can still be kind of a little, look at my collection and flex a little. That's fine. But, there's people that admire and are kind of looking for like, hey, I'm just getting into the game here. Don't poo-poo them. Don't belittle them. Don't,
That's the one thing that gets on my nerves when someone posts something like, oh, I got my pop sign, and people are like, oh, it's a pop.
Yeah.
To them, that's their grail.
Yeah.
Who are you to say that that's not important? It's just everyone has their thing. I don't care how big or how small it is. Everyone has this up. But speaking of Shango was the first show that visually was amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, he had the lights, the TV going on with the movies, and I just thought that was very intriguing and entertaining, and that's how I really got to know. And Sean was watching his show. I just loved the way he was just like us. I mean, he was honest. He would tell you what, hey, this has got this has got this, it's wrong with it, but let's put this up and have fun, man. It wasn't all about. I've seen him do a show where he just talked, for an hour. He didn't even sell anything because it's fun.
Right, exactly.
It's fun, and I just wish more people could do that,
dude. And he puts his his music, or not his music, but there's metal tunes playing in the back. It's flavored to him, and that's fucking awesome, and it's just there's a million ways to sell, guys. We don't all have to do it one way. I mean, another thing that he does too that I thought is great, which I still want to learn how to do, is he's got multiple cameras, so also he can cut from just the normal, here's me, here's the item. He can have this like zoomed in camera angle. Like, that's fucking awesome, man. And again,
I don't see how he does that. It blows my mind every time. Let me get you another angle. And I'm like, what the hell just happened? I mean, damn.
And again, that is where it's like, hey, and we're all okay with sharing. None of us keep that as secrets of like, how do you do that? Oh, I'm not going to tell you that. No, dude, we're happy to tell you. Dude, it took forever, but here's how I did. And here's my suggestion for you. I mean, how cool is that?
Yeah, I agree, brother. I agree. Just like the Road Warriors doing it from, Jason's, where, his store that he owns.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a simple setup, but it's their style. I mean, it's in his store. He's got the table set up. He's got Roy back there with the the cool looking I'm a cool guy microphone.
Right. Yeah. He looks like a trucker now, right?
Exactly. But I just love it's not it's not like Shango, who I love. They have something different, which I love. You have something different that I love. I mean, and I just love seeing other people's way, because you shouldn't do it all the same. You should do it with your flair, your personality. Like I said, I'm sure there's a lot of people that watch me and Vanna, and I'm like, damn, those are some southern ass down south people. But you know what?
Stop
That's
it.
what
we fawn over you guys. Just stop it.
It's just the way I was. I mean, my main thing, because people always tell me, they're like, dude, you're like the most straight up dude. You never get involved, and you always take care of situations. If something happens, you always make up for it. That's just the way I was raised.
Yep.
I mean, it just you put good vibes out there, and you get good vibes back.
Absolutely.
And I watch so many of these young kids that do auctions, and they'll squabble over like returning money on a $15 figure.
Sure.
And I'm just like, really?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, sometimes you just got to be like, what's the nature of the beast? Stuff happens, shit happens,
right? Yep.
And you got to deal with it. It sucks, but if you stay true to it and you don't screw anybody over, I think that's how you get, a little bit of respect in the community, where you can sell something with an autograph that has no COA.
Yes, yeah. Yep.
But 100% that person that's selling it is legit.
Yep.
And I like that fact. And there's very few sellers out there that I can say I truly believe I can buy anything off them and not have any worry. And it's like what I always say: if you buy something from me and you send it in and it comes back fake and you can sell it to, money's coming right back to you.
And that's what I was just going to say too, is that you guys will even go further than that too. It's more than just the credibility of like, oh, I believe him, but it's like, dude, I'll put my money where my mouth is right there too. And if shit, I mean, maybe I did buy something and I fully thought it was authentic, and I paid money for it, I sold it, and hey, my bad, but I'll be honest, okay, all right.
Lesson learned.
Right.
Lesson learned. It happens. I mean, there's been a few items where I thought about putting up, but the more research I did on, I don't feel comfortable enough doing it, so I don't do it.
Absolutely.
And then people also realize that hell, I've been doing this for 30 plus years. Most of my autographs were obtained by me. I didn't sit and offer stuff. This is me going to show after show and just meeting these people and having all these great memories. And 9 times out of 10, I usually have a picture, because there's a lot of people that buy from me, and I just send them the picture of me and the actor or the actress holding the item.
Right.
And, that's good enough for them.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's awesome. I think for me, myself, because I don't really sell much. I've done a couple of auctions here with some buddies, but I think for me going forward, every convention that I go to is going to get cheaper and cheaper, because I already got everybody's autograph that I really want. There might be a one-off here and there, but it's like, how many times do I really need this fucking guy, scribbling on my shit? So
I agree. The only person I still let scribble on my shit is PJ Souls. I'll never say no to that woman. Ever since I got the tattoo of her, I kid you not, Stoney, every Halloween item I have has got her signature, because she won't charge me.
Oh yeah.
Because of the tattoo.
Sure.
She's like, you got to tattoo me. And I thought it was a joke. Well, this joke's been going on for what, 5 or 6 years now, wherever convention we go to. And I always try to hand her money. She's like, no. And I just love her to death. I love it. Her, and Dick Warlock, who I know he helped me propose to my wife, him and his wife, Kat. I mean, if it wasn't for them, I couldn't have had that opportunity at the convention in front of 700, 800 people, in front of the whole cast of Halloween, to get up there with a microphone and propose the way my geekiness wanted to propose.
Yeah.
And Dick and Kat have still remained. I mean, we hit him up about every 3 months just to check in on him. And Dick always gives me hell. Always tells me to shave. He says I would look better without. But it's funny how you become friends. And as well as I'm sure you've met several of the TCM cast.
Oh yeah.
That when they see you, they know who you are.
Yep.
I just love that fact that you can make those connections with those actors and actually have what I would consider a friendship. Because
sure.
PJ, every birthday she hits me up, says happy birthday. I mean that, to me as a Halloween fan, diehard, that's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
To have, just to say happy birthday, love you, hope you have a great one, PJ Souls, totally cool. And I'm just like, wow, if you would have told my 13-year-old ass watching it on Channel 5 for the first time Halloween that would have been me, and I would have said you were lying. I would have said you were lying, dude. It's crazy, but it's fun.
Now you guys got actually on video recorded, because I've seen it, of you proposing and everything. You guys, again, it's just another layer of why you two are the most adorable thing that's ever happened to us, and it's amazing.
Dude, she had no clue. I walked around with that ring in my sock for a day and a half because she had a bad habit of when we would sit down, she would sometimes put her hand on my leg.
Oh, sure.
And you would feel a ring box.
Yep.
So man, oh my God, it was just such great memories. Everyone, the whole con was coming up to us, congratulating us.
That's awesome.
And it was such a fun time. I mean, because I went to the 25th, I went to the 30th, I went to the 35th.
Sure.
But I took her to the 40th, and I was like, you know what? She's the one. This is the way I can't think of any other better way to do this than to do this the way. And like you said, I was lucky because there was a lot of people out there that taped it. Mm-hmm. And hell, we were just watching YouTube the other night, and I actually clicked on the Halloween movie, and then it came up, proposal 40th anniversary.
No way.
So we watch it. She's over there crying. I got a little tear coming on my eye.
Sweet.
It was just fun to watch it again. But yeah, no, it was a blast, dude. That was I can honestly say that was one of the best days of my life.
That's amazing.
Because I never thought, dude, I thought I'd be a bachelor for the rest of my life. I'm not gonna lie, but she accepted me for who I was, and as you can see, this is the main room. This isn't like my man cave, and for her to say, we're looking for a new house, and when we do get a new house, like you, I get one room.
Yep.
But cool. For her, it is cool. But I respect the fact that she came in and she didn't try to change me. She didn't like, well, can you move this? I don't really like this. It was like, I love you, and I love everything about you. So, both ways.
Absolutely adorable. I love it.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's funny how love works, man.
Wow.
It's funny.
So you work in a comic book store then too? Is this something like? Tell me about that. How long have you been doing that for?
Dude, I worked at a print shop for 23 years. Thought I was going to retire, and they got new owners, booted me out. My best friend Donnie been working for the oldest comic shop in Memphis. Been up and running for 41 years.
Okay.
So it's been around. Well, about that time, the girl that was working there, she quit. So the boss took me to the side. He's like, Eric, do you want a job? And I was like, he says, I know you know toys, but you're going to have to learn how to grade comic books and stuff. Dude, that was 8 months ago. And I'm telling you right now, I no longer take blood pressure medicine. Sandra says I no longer come home
being a butt because the job was it just made me so mad.
Yeah.
And then plus, dude, come on. I'm in my element. I'm in a comic book shop. People are bringing me toys. People are bringing comics. Now, I will say there's a lot more than most people are, oh, it's going to be the coolest job ever. It's a lot of work.
Sure.
Because we do pull lists for people that want certain comics. They come in every Wednesdays. So that gets tedious, making sure you have everyone's comic. But, dude, I love every minute of it, man. I wouldn't change it for the world. Because I was scared. I mean, I'm 52 years old and I'm jobless. And I was like, the only skills I have is running a press, and cutting paper. And I was just like, oh my God, what am I going to do? But I'm a firm believer in the man upstairs. And I think he opened that door for me and said, coming on in. But I wouldn't change it for the world. I work with my best friend and I'm surrounded by. It is rough, though, when someone brings in horror collections to sell.
Yeah.
Because I have to distinguish of my excitement.
Sure.
From the business aspect. Now, because boss man wants it and he wants to sell, but the problem is my little inner self is like, oh my God, I need this.
Yeah.
But you have to put that foot down and be like, nah, can't be buying stuff inside my boss's store for myself.
That's right.
But 9 times out of 10, I usually end up with a couple pieces.
I bet. How can you not? So when you talk about pull list, does that mean is that basically new release comics that people got like pre-orders on, or what does that mean?
No, we do a thing that most comic shops don't do.
Okay.
you come in, give us your name, what comics you want pulled every time they come out, a new issue comes out.
Okay, sure.
And that we get the comics on Tuesday, and then people can pick up the comics Wednesday.
That's cool.
We have over 277 people that on Tuesday, my job is to fill their bags with every comic that's on their list.
Jesus.
So when they come in, they say, hey, I'm Troy Williams.
Sure.
I look at Williams. I hand him a stack of comics. It's the comics he wanted. Plus, if you do that, you get 10% off your purchase.
That's awesome.
So it's, like I said, not too many comic shops do it. And our selection of comics is just, I mean, there's 3 comic shops in Memphis, and I'm not saying anything negative about any of them.
Sure.
But the 2 don't really carry that much to where we carry. It's overwhelming what we get. Indie comics, Image. I mean, all the underground comics, we get those. We don't discriminate against any form of comic. And the pull lists, are fun. Plus, you get to know all those guys.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
But it took a while for them to get used to me because there was a girl that worked there before me that they all would like to come in and say hi to. And
I'm sure, and take out to dinner. And then now here's Eric. So
here's Eric with tattoos and a beard, old man. What comics you need?
What do you want?
What do you want? But no, it's literally a dream. I won't say it's a dream, but I can't imagine at 52 that I would be working at a comic shop. But like I said, it has its bad days. It gets a little stressful sometimes. But when those dudes come in and with those collections, it's just fun to be able to,
sure,
talk and haggle and explain to people how you're pricing it. And a lot of them are people that have unfortunately people that have passed away, and they just don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, sure.
And I'd like to be able to be honest with them. Like, listen, this is worth this much. This is what we can get, but you would probably have better luck.
Yeah.
Doing it this way and being completely honest with that, because I've seen a lot of shops where people come in and they're just pennies on the dollar.
Oh, right. Like
and I don't see it. You just can't. I don't see how people can sleep like that. You gotta be fair. And I try to be, and my boss says sometimes I'm a little too fair, but I mean,
hey,
if
you are who you are, and that's why we love
exactly.
You. So,
exactly. I just thank my dad and my mom for it. They instilled with me just be yourself and treat people the way you want to be treated. Sure. Simple as that.
So, all right. So let's put the kindness aside. You got to tell me, the clientele of a comic shop, are they worse than like Walmart fugly, or are they like nicer people? I mean, is it like 90% just really bad body odor and 400 plus pounds, or is everybody all
80% amazing guys.
Nice.
Ranging from 18 all the way up to 80s.
That's awesome.
But there are those few that if I could jump over the counter for 5 seconds and just talk with them for a second, I would. But I mean, it's what they love. But some of them get a little too I don't want to say geeky, but
you get doctors too, though.
Yeah, we get doctors and lawyers and
because at the core of it's most likely a childhood fucking thing we all did. We all had comic books growing up. So
and man, these doctors, they're pull lists. They come in every week and they're spending, because comics now are $4.99, $5.99 a piece.
Sure.
They're getting 100, 125 copies.
Holy shit!
Of different all these comics I'm pulling for them, and that it's like, yeah, now I know why you do the pull list, because 10% is a lot when you're spending that much money.
Wow.
But no, it's fun. I enjoy it. It's a lot less stressful. I wake up in the morning not dreading going to work, and for me, I appreciate it, man. Like I said, it was definitely the right time, the right place, and it couldn't be any better. That's for sure.
So do you guys? All right. I have 3 comic books. I've got the Leatherface, or the Jason versus Leatherface, the 3. All of them are signed by Gunner, and I want to get them slabbed, graded, whatever the fuck. I'm not a comic book guy, so I'm just throwing out terms I've heard, but I want them in the plastic packaging with that frickin' 9.8 or a 7 or whatever. How do I do that? Can you help me make that happen?
Do me a favor. Take a good picture of the front of the comic and the back of the comic.
Okay.
You don't have to do the corners and all that. Just a nice shot where I can zoom in with my phone.
Yep.
And basically, slabbing comics has got good and bad. If you can get a high grade, dude, your money will not. I know you're not selling, but the money wise and value wise will almost double.
Okay.
But if you send a comic in, it comes back like an 8.4, 8.6. You're kind of still at the same point you were with the raw comic.
Okay.
So it mainly depends on how confident you are on how that comic looks. And then plus, they're going to look at Gunner's autograph, and they used to not do it, but now they have people that can certify if it's legit.
Sure.
But if you can get those comics, I know which ones you're talking about. But if they're signed by Gunner and you can get anywhere above a 9, it's worth it. Okay. And if you want, like I said, send me those pictures, and I can definitely let you know. And if you decide you do want to, just send them to me, and I'll take care of everything, man.
Okay. So where do you send those to then? I mean, is that
they go out to a company out in California.
Okay.
Now I will tell you, it'll take probably a year before you get them back because they're so backed up. I sent my first appearance to Blade, and it took me a year and 3 weeks to get back.
Holy shit!
And boy, I was sweating bullets. But the one thing about this company is they keep you updated.
Okay.
On what's going on. But what's happened is they've opened their market not only to comics, but cards,
okay, sure.
toys. So they're grading so much stuff that the time frame has, and then plus everyone has gotten into it, kind of, the genre of the comics with the movies and stuff. So they've just gotten backed up, but they will come through. And like I said, if that thing grades more than a 9, it's well worth, because it's like $30 to do it.
Okay, that was the next question. Is it a set price?
It's just like it's $30. I mean, basically, it's $30. The more you get, they'll give you a discount, but it has to be like 50, hundreds, stuff like that. But if you're looking just to get 1 to maybe 10 comics, you're looking at about $30 a piece.
Gotcha.
Which to me isn't bad.
No, that's not bad at all. Because it's like I'm trying to figure out how do I want to approach it, because the thing is like I would love to get maybe Kane Hodder on one or something, or get somebody. I mean, what actor that played Jason would be the most appropriate to have on there? I don't even know. I mean,
man, that's totally up to you. I've actually had slab comics signed on the slab,
on the exterior.
Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot of people don't like doing that.
Yeah.
But I don't see because I'm not going to break it. If it's a 9.6 or 9.8, I'm not breaking it open just to get someone's signature and then an accident happened in the comics ruined.
Sure.
So, and a lot of people I know don't like doing that, but I don't mind doing it. But man, it would be honestly, with you, I would do Kane Hodder. Yeah. But that's just me.
So I kind of think too, man. He's honestly, like, I say, I've got everybody's autograph. I've got things of him, but he is the last one that I really truly care about meeting in person and getting some signatures on some certain fucking high-end pieces of mine, just his involvement in TCM3 and then now the video game too.
Yep.
But yeah, I just, and plus he's such a cool fucking dude. And I mean, CJ Graham, I know a lot of these guys are just great people, but yeah.
Something special about Kane, man. Kane really, really, really likes to be involved with his fans.
Right.
And you bring something up to him and he'll take the time to look at, especially if it's something unique.
Yeah.
And he's never like been that kind of busy, he just is always, every time I've seen him, he's always been awesome with fans.
That's great.
And I really dig that.
That's one thing too. I like, and I guess maybe that's just a personal kind of a flex thing when I go to these conventions. Like, I like to bring that unique something that's just not the everyday run of the mill. Oh, here's another DVD. So like Crypticon this year, Bob Elmore, Carolyn Williams were there for a TCM2 reunion, and so I mean, I brought the fucking wagon out. I brought my Texas Chainsaw Massacre, my wrestling belt, and I brought I bought the big Chili statue, and some stuff where. you know, they're in the middle of signing somebody and they look down and happen to catch me and they go, holy shit, you know, like you see that smile on their face where it's just like, you know, it's like solidifies the interaction that much better, that it's just like, dude, you stick out. They're going to remember that, you know.
100% agree.
Yeah.
I come up with press kits and most of them be like, what is this?
Right.
And then they'll open it up and see pictures of themselves and they'll go like, what is this? And I'll explain to them and they'll be like, I didn't even know these existed. And 9 times out of 10, they'll be really cool and like sign their other pictures are in it. And I've had that with soundtracks too. People come up and be like, dude, I didn't even know my movie had a soundtrack. I'm like, yeah, it did. But I'm like you. I like that unique stuff where they pause for a moment and they're just like, that's why I love Corey Kaufman from Friday, Cabin 13.
Mm-hmm.
That man will make props from the movies. You know, he had Dick Warlock's son signed. He went out and found an exact boombox that was from Halloween 2.
Okay.
That the boombox kid was carrying.
Yeah.
Dick Warlock's kid. Exact model, everything. Took that to Dick to get signed. And Dick was like, where did you how do you even get this still?
Right?
And he explains what he goes through and how he gets it. You know, and he made CJ Graham, he made little beer bottles of stick beers from that when he was Hell Cop,
mm-hmm.
you know, from that movie. What was the name of that? I forgot. But he comes up with so many creative things that he makes himself that the actors are just like, you know, this is something we've never seen. And I dig Corey on that fact. He blows my mind. If there's ever anything I need that's obscure,
yeah.
I mean, like a friend of mine is going to meet Jesse Body Ventura.
Yes.
And he was like, what do you want to get signed? I know it's Predator. I had him track me down issue 408 of Sergeant Rock, which is what he's reading when they're on the helicopter.
Oh, no shit. That's cool.
And everyone's like, dude, that's the most ridiculous thing. But to me, I think if you set that in front of him and explain to him what it was, he'll be like, dude, really?
Right.
Really?
Oh. And then, you know, the ultimate compliment too is when they want to buy it from you, you know, like, so I had Ken Forey was at the, you know, the con one of these years. And I've got this Mondo beautiful print over on the side. I don't think you can't see it in there, but it's just this reds and blues and beautiful. And he was just like, he looked, he goes, where did you get this? You know? And he's like, I've never seen this. I go, well, they're out there, man. And he's like, how much for me to buy this from you? You know? And I said, dude, it is just not for sale. I'm sorry. And he's just like, he goes, I'd really like to buy it. I said, I appreciate that, but I said, over my fucking dead body. Like, sorry, dude. But, you know, but what a compliment, right? You know, it's just.
It is. Who is the gentleman that played Leatherface? He was in the beginning.
In the beginning movie, that's the Andrew Bernarski.
Yes. He was at a show that me and my friend Mark Meeker went to, and Mark dressed up with him and had a chainsaw that he made.
Okay.
And it was time for his photo shoot with him. And the chainsaw that he was using was so beat up, it wasn't like looking right. It kept falling apart. He saw marks. It was like, how much? And Mark was like, you know what? And said a couple pictures, autograph. To this day, if you have a photo shoot with him, that chainsaw is the one that my friend Mark made.
That's cool.
And I remember for Mark, it was the coolest thing for him to be able to say, you know what? I made such a cool, realistic looking chainsaw from that era of his movies that he wanted it. And I thought it was also cool of Mark not to be that asshole and be like, well, he's like, dude, it took me a day to make. Sure. He said, I want 4 autographed pictures and a picture with you. And we'll call it even.
Hell yeah.
And every time I see pictures of my friends going to shows with him, I'm like, I know that chainsaw. I know that chainsaw. It's so fun. Cool. It's fun. It's cool.
That's amazing.
It is always fun.
Brett's chiming in on who I should have autographed on the comics. He says that he thinks Ken Kurtzinger would be cool since he's already in the Jason versus Origin from Freddy versus Jason. Be kind of ideal to get him on the Jason versus Leatherface.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
That's a fucking solid point. The other thing I could think about too is I got 3 comics. What if I got each one signed by a different guy? You know, if I got fucking, you know,
dude, do that. I mean, do that seriously.
It's that's why I think before I get them slabbed, that's what I want to do. Is I want to get them all signed, and then I want to get them all JSA'd, and then I want to get them slabbed afterwards. And I think that might be the right proper way of
It
doing
is. It is because the autograph looks better on the comic than it. I'll admit. I mean, I get them on the slabs, but it looks better when it's. And then plus the slab company, GC, they'll put on there. This is signed by such and such and such and such.
That's cool.
So there's no arguments. There's no if you ever go to get rid of it. There's no. But yeah, I think it's a great idea, man. I would actually have 3 different Jasons sign it.
Cool.
I would.
I think that's the fucking plan, man. And then like you're saying, I mean, you could have it on the outside slab, but if I already got Gunner on the inside, I don't want one on the comic, one on the out. I'm just weird and picky with all that stuff. So I'm like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right.
I'm right there with you, man. I'm very anal where I want my signatures. I mean, especially if I'm getting multi things, like a lot of people to sign one thing. I have particular ways I like to do it.
Yeah,
that's why I love Roy because he's kind of the same way I am. So I can send him a soundtrack and be like, all right, there's 7 people I want to sign this. You do it the way you would do it.
Yeah.
And he always hits the ball out of the park and stuff. So
no, for sure, dude. And I had a couple of things that I had some buddies send in to me for the Crypticon. Guy and then Andy sent something, and it was just great with Andy because all of a sudden I pulled it out. He had Post-it notes, in a certain. I want this autograph exactly right here and in this color, and I go fucking done, dude. You got it, man.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I've had that. I did that for a friend of mine. He actually went and got sticky notes the color of what he wanted the color of the Sharpie to be.
Yes.
And had it stuck on there. He's like, dude, I hope that's not too much. I'm like, no, man, that is perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, that way I can just walk up to him and say, hey, what color you got that kind of matches this color and sign it right here. And it works out. Yeah. It works out. And one more thing, that's what I love about the whole, how so many people help people get stuff.
Yes.
Like if there's a convention going on, let's say in New York and you live in Texas and someone that's going to that convention and all you got to do is ask.
Right.
And 9 times out of 10 it's done. And I love that fact.
Absolutely.
I mean, it does suck you can't physically meet the people, but for them to take the time out of their day and what they're trying to get signed to get you something, especially when they don't charge, which I don't think I've ever paid. Everyone's always just done it. And I've always done it for people. I'm not charging. I mean, if I'm going to be in that line anyway, what's the difference if I get your item signed too?
Exactly. And that's the mentality of good people like you and like I and stuff like that. So it's like, with guys, dude, I'm going there. I would like to think you have the decency to only give me one item. I don't want 5 fucking things to get signed for you. I mean, I'm also enjoying myself at the convention. I got my daughter with. I'm not trying to bring a truckload of stuff and remember who's who, whatever. So, so I had to be careful because I was sitting there promoting Crypticon. Then I all of a sudden get the email or the text from somebody, hey, are you going there? I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going. Should we meet up? No, I was wondering if you could get something signed for me. I go, fuck, like I had to tell some people no because I'm just like, hey, but for these certain guys, I mean, it's just, Guy, his health is in question, Andy as well. I love these guys. I mean, they are the core family. I'd do anything for them, but. And that was the thing. I was just like, hey, I want you to pay what the cost was, for their picture or their autograph. But then they were both sweet guys where they basically tipped me and they said, hey, get 1 autograph on the house for you. And I said, that's fucking nice of you. And I didn't expect that. But hey, oh, we got Lee Donaldson's in the house. Look at these sexy.
Oh, Lee's in there. Lee's gonna be at the Monster Con. He's gonna be there too with his all his goodies. That's for sure. That's for sure. But no, it's gonna be fun, man. This has been fun, dude. I can't thank you enough, Sean, for inviting me on.
Dude, of course, man.
Yeah. Dude, I I love you. You're my brother. I mean, you own you now own it. One of my prized possessions, but I smile every time I think that it belongs to you because that's where it needed to be, and that's where it ended up, and I know it's never going anywhere else.
Yeah, well,
and
for fuck's sake, hold on, I got to grab it just because
Oh hell!
Hold on,
don't cut yourself. It's gonna make me regret. Oh, there it is. Look at that beauty. Look at that beauty. Woo!
So,
dude,
I don't know how long we've been doing this show for. What have we been on for? Is this almost 2 hours here?
Yeah. I gotta get off here.
I'm just gonna say the last little freaking story for everybody is that Mr. Crimmins got this out of the Landon Lee collection, which had like, I think at the time you sold it to me, had like 17 autographs on it from all different TCM. You know, when we would sit there, you made the mistake of telling us you had it one day in the auction. So we all started pestering. We go, show the chainsaw, show it. And you go, nah. And then finally one day you said, all right, if you guys stick around at the end of the auction, I'll show you the chainsaw. And that was your downfall, because when you did that, as soon as you were showing it, I was screenshotting like a fucking paparazzi every side of it, and I was zooming in, and I was getting all the autographs, and then there was a couple others I know that were really adamant on getting it from you, and then finally, at the one point, it came time to hand it down, and
right.
And dude,
there was one other person in the running, but they had gotten my the 45 from the commercial that they would play on the radio stations. Sure. Autographed. God, how many more have you gotten on there, man?
I can't remember. I think I'm up to 22 or 23. I'm not going to knock over everything. I know you can't hear me.
I know. That's so awesome, brother. Oh, my God.
But
I'm so happy.
That is the ultra uber grail, of course, and there will never be anything that's more cooler to me than that fucking thing. And the fact that it's not on a Paulin chainsaw, it's this old, monstrous, it's heavy as hell. It's just
it's
cool.
heavy as shit.
It's wicked, man. So, again, I'm so grateful for you. You're such a good fucking friend. You came to your senses and you made sure it came to the right home, and
it did. I was patient. I knew it would finally find its proper place, man.
Oh, fuck, man.
Dude, this has been fun, man.
Yes.
Like I said, I appreciate you doing it again. And like I said, tomorrow night, Eric Seeker Stash, 7:00 Central. We probably got about 14 items we're going to put up that I put pictures up.
Very nice.
But you know me. We're going to do a full of the
something's coming off the wall.
Yeah, we're going to do a few of those. So if you're not doing anything tomorrow night and you get bored, head on over to Eric Seeker Stash and give it a like and give us a watch and maybe get some goodies for your collection.
Beautiful. Grow those collections together, baby. I love saying that.
Yes, sir.
Well, my friend, thank you so much. You're welcome back on any fucking time, man. So I hope we get to do this again. This was really fun.
I hope so too, man. It's been fun. It's been fun, man. We'll give the family hugs and kisses from us, and brother, I will talk to you soon. And like I said, this will be heading out to you Monday.
Bless your fucking heart, dude. I'm so excited. I appreciate it.
I can't wait till you see it, man. You're going to open it up and you're just going to be like, whoa, okay, I got to sit down in the chair and read this right now.
Dude, I love it, man. Thank you for everything, Eric.
You got it, brother. You got it. Thanks again, man.
All right, man. Have a good night.
You too, brother.
See ya.
Bye.
There we go, baby. God damn it. I just love these fucking shows with the brothers and everything, man. Like last weekend with Chad on, that was so fucking dope. I'm having a great fucking time. So everybody that's watching this is sitting in on the comments and stuff. Sorry, I'm not reading everybody's stuff, man. It's just getting so into the conversations. It's just like, you almost just don't want to interrupt and, whatever. But dude, it's been beautiful, man. So, speaking of beautiful, you guys, we got the Madrid chainsaws. These are fully licensed, goddamn 50th year anniversary TCM skateboards. Madrid's come out with 10 different ones, but this one's my absolute favorite. It is cut in the shape of the goddamn chainsaw itself. Limited to 500, and then all of a sudden they came out with the con exclusive, this silver one where there's only 100 of these fuckers made, okay? So let me just tell you something real quick. Hold on, motherfuckers. Hang on. So I'm going to get back on the big screen here. So when you buy this from them, these are handmade in California. This is the chainsaw award. It looks like a fucking award, baby. But on the backside, they've got an actual certificate of authenticity. You can see like this one's fucking number 16 out of 100, baby. Comes with some stickers. These are fucking handmade, top quality shit. This is not like fucking Chinese knockoff bullshit, baby. Imagine getting these signed at TCM events, okay? These are gorgeous, and they're a lot easier to check in than a real fucking chainsaw with some of these places that they don't like to let you, bring in the weapons and shit. So again, if you need a chainsaw board, let me know, because like I said, they are limited to a certain quantity. Most are already, they're within the hands of skateboard shops and whoever. I'm authorized, a licensed dealer with these guys, so I am able to get it to you straight at the regular cost. Here's my biggest plug about it. is that I'm not doing this for making money. I'm doing this as a homie type of thing for other TCM collectors because they're $124.95. That is the legit retail price. That's it. I'm not making money off you. You pay that, pay the shipping, because I know the scalpers out there. Those motherfuckers will sit there and charge you double, triple. Here it's on eBay for $300-400 fucking dollars. Don't do that. Hit me up. I've got a few of these left. Okay, so and of course, Half Moon Designs, big sponsor of the show, and McDonald, the Queen Bee. Use the promo code Space Corps at checkout to get 10% off. I got the merch, all that shit, fucking whatever. Go rewind to the beginning of the show. I hate plugging all that dumb shit for myself. I just like to fucking just to sit and chat with all y'all motherfuckers. So the feed froze up on me on this, so whatever. So that's it, baby. Tomorrow night is another episode back to back this whole weekend. I've got Drejo, a Minneapolis metal band. I'm gonna have all the dudes on, man. It's gonna be fucking great. They got a brand new EP that's dropping. Actually just dropped today. So we're gonna talk about that. Probably have a little bit of giveaway. Give out some of these EPs and stickers. Shoot the shit and see what the boys are up to. So come chill again tomorrow night, 9:30 p.m. Central, if you can. And if you can't, just subscribe to the YouTube channel because I'm always putting it up on there afterwards. So until then, motherfuckers, it's your boy Stoney, live from the TCM Museum of Minnesota. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I really appreciate you fucking checking it out, supporting the show, coming to say hi to Eric and all that. Much love to them. And that's it, baby. We'll see you tomorrow night. Peace.
Drifting through the void, no gravity grip. Space Corp saga on a cosmic trip. No breath to take, but memories steep. Searching for the chainsaw in the galaxy deep. Stars blink, the silence loud. Stony waiting, Minnesota proud. Magic chainsaw, got the cosmic glow. Gonna bring it back, gotta let them know. Space Corps goes orbiting by. Harvest moon in the cosmic sky. Stony holding breath and time. Chainsaw quest in a stellar ride. Past the nebulous misty smoke. Chasing it broke. Rowing a spacesuit shell. Searching for a star. Riding through hell. Dim lights, planets, and moons alone. Alive. Chainsaw's power, a magic sign. Echoes of the past in the endless black. No turning back. In space we hack. Space Corps goes orbiting by. Harvest moon in a cosmic sky. Stony holding breath and time. Chainsaw quest in the stellar rhyme. Stars blink, the silence loud. Stony waiting, Minnesota proud. Magic chainsaw, got the cosmic